Xiaomi here. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I've actually filmed anything on this channel, and I wanted to have like a little sort of comeback. I wanted to have it with Summerween, but unfortunately a lot of things piled on and I was just like, whoa, this is just not gonna happen. And also I'm in a huge reading slump, and we're gonna see how this goes because I really want to have motivation to start filming again, because this is something that I do love. I enjoy filming, and I do enjoy speaking about books and just gushing about books, and sometimes even venting about them or ranting about them. It just depends on the feel of the book. But there's been a lot of reasons as to why I haven't been filming. To tell you a long story short, I can say that online teaching kicked my ass. Health problems and dealing with chronic pain has not been that ideal, and also old age with my dogs has taught us new things, and I'm just taking it one day at a time with them, enjoying everything that I can and every single moment with them, because they are just the love of my life. These are my kids, and yeah, I'm just praying for the best. That's why, you know, I've been MIA, and just the fact of like coming home and like having to edit was something that I really wasn't enjoying. And I do have to admit, I did film. I just threw everything in the trash. Like, honestly, I deleted everything. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna upload this because what's the point? And then I wanted to film with my phone, and there were a lot of things that happened. So yeah, just to make a long story short, there were a lot of things that were happening in my life, and you know what? Fresh start. That's how we're gonna do it. But I am currently in the middle of 3 books, and I'm not enjoying a single one of those books. And you're probably asking yourself, but why don't you DNF those books? And I'm just like, well, I do have a challenge for myself where I want to read my TBR. My dog is looking at me like, what are you doing? Snow, because Mark is outside. The white one, I'll show you the difference in a few. Sorry, my camera cut off there, but thanks to the earthquake, like I was mentioning, I don't have a classroom because the building where I worked at is deemed, it's a little bit destroyed, so we really can't enter that building that much, because it is basically closed to the public. And they really haven't fixed the building. We still don't know what they're gonna do. They told us a few things that they were gonna do, and now it's basically MIA, like that's not gonna happen. So we're just waiting to see what happens. But yeah, whenever I have a classroom again, I do want to have a mini library, because I do want to share the love of books and the love of reading with my students. I also need to know what's the content in these books in order to recommend them, just because I really don't want to recommend something and it might be triggering, or it might have a few things that students might not enjoy, or just, you know, to be able to, you know, give a good review of the book. You know, I'm not gonna sell the book short, but I am going to you know, tell as much as I can about the books in order to just share that love for reading. And I want them to be able to pick up different books that they may not find anywhere else. So that's why I really want to have a library in my classroom. And I also have a few ideas with my advanced placement students, so we're gonna see how that works. But yeah, I'm currently in the middle of one that I'm going to be speaking about, and the one is this one. It's in my little, I hope you can see that, on my little Summerween book sleeve. Like I said, I really wanted to participate, but again, just things, right? And the first book that I'm going to be speaking about is Hotel Magnifique. I have a lot of things to say about this book, but I'm going to try and be as civil as I can. But if you don't know anything about Hotel Magnifique, this is where it follows Souza and Janny. Janny is our main character, and these two are barely scraping by. And I'm going to say that the hotel makes port. It's not a ship, but this hotel does have the magic of moving from place to place every single day. So once it arrives into their town, it is hiring people to work there. So they're obviously eager to work there because they want to make ends meet, and also, you know, it's something that they think it's gonna perfect their lives a lot more. So they decide to go and apply for the jobs there. They get the jobs. A lot of things start happening within the hotel, and they start to notice that not everything is as it seems. There's a lot of secrets hidden within the hotel. There's a lot of secrets within the characters as well. And this is where our main character Janny goes on a whirlwind adventure. I do have to admit that she is really gullible. She is a character that really is annoying the crap out of me. She's really unintelligent, and she's at fault for so many things, and I still have to imagine how is it that a maid can do all the things that she does without no repercussions, and then when something happens, or like they question her, oh no, but this person covered for her, or that person covered for her, when it actually happened, I was just like, well, it's about time, you know. But I'm really not enjoying the characters in this one per se. I think that the beginning was interesting with the sibling relationship, but then that sibling relationship turned into jealousy, and I was just like, no, this is not for me. I don't understand the love interest at all. Like, there's insta love in this one, and I'm just like rolling my eyes. I do have to admit that the writing is okay. It's not hindering my experience at all. Like, I'm getting through it. But overall, it has to do mainly with the main characters, or just the main character in general, and how is it that everything is being not thoroughly explained. Like, we have a lot of things that are happening, especially from the characters. We see that these characters are important, but unfortunately we don't get that much from them. I'm currently on page 311. A few things have happened, a few reveals have been mentioned. And I have a lot of things to say. That's why I said I'm going to try and be as civil as I can, because we don't get any indications of something that's basically unraveled within the main character, and it's just expected for us to go along with it with no prior indications towards that. There's only one element that's shown towards that, but it's still, I wanted it to be a little bit more like little pieces that are adding up to the mystery, or, you know, to how complex these characters may be, which they are not. But anywho, just want to see how is it that it ends, and then I'll give you a little bit of update on that. But I am going to update on the other two books as I go by, because I do have to do a few errands and my battery is flashing. So that's a great start, right? First clip, no battery, but yeah, I'll update you later. That I had an activity to go to in a few. It's called Un Rosario, where we actually go, and once a person passes away, we pray for them for 7 consecutive nights. So that's where I'm going to, because I said that I was going to go and I actually forgot. You do hear the fan, but that's the fan for my dogs. I'm not going to turn that one off. I did turn mine off, but it's again 1,000,000 degrees here, and I'm over this heat like you have no idea. But I really do want to talk to you really quickly about Ghostwood Song by Erica Waters. This is the other book that I'm reading that, again, as I mentioned, I'm not enjoying. This one is in audio format. I'm currently on page 233, and basically it's a story about a girl whose father passes away, but he has the ability to play the fiddle, and he roughly calls the dead, or he can lay them to rest. Something happened to her brother where she wants to prove his innocence, and this is where everything, you know, unravels for the main character. Again, I don't like any of the characters. I can't tell you a single personality about any of the side characters, because I don't even know who they are aside from their names, which is why it's just such an uninteresting story, and regardless of so many things that are happening, especially to the main character, because let's be real, she has a shitty life. There are a lot of things that are happening. Okay, I was about to say something that's a spoiler, or at least I consider it a spoiler because it leads to something else, so I'm not gonna say that. But it's just a story that has so much going on, but yet I don't care about any of it. And it's funny because these situations that are happening to her, especially like the loss of a father, having a dysfunctional family, and just so many things that are happening to her. There's also clear representation. The main character is apparently in love with another person, another female. I don't, it's a relationship that I really don't get, just because I don't understand it, especially when the other person has said mean things to the main character and has acted strangely towards the main character, and I probably might get why she's trying to do that, but miscommunication is a thing that really does frustrate me. So that's a trope that I really do not enjoy at all, and we see that here. There's also a love triangle, which again I don't understand why. Give me a second. Sorry, but one of my boys has difficulty standing up, so sometimes when his little socks turn around, he can't have like friction on the floor, because you know they're not, unfortunately, anti-slip, so he has a little bit difficulty trying to get up, but I managed to help him. But yeah, like I was saying about this one, I really just don't enjoy anything about it. And again, like I was saying, there's a lot of familial situations that are happening that in other books I would have connected easily to them, but in this one, I don't know, I don't care about any of it. And also the main characters, not the main characters, like the side characters, like I said, I can't tell you a single personality about them, because it's like they fade to black when it's the main character who is like at fault, having a situation that's happening to her. Once she's in the picture, everything just goes centered to her and nobody else gets explained or, you know, given a little bit more backstory about. It's just the main character and that's it, you know. And I don't vibe with that at all. The writing is okay, it's not one that I'm complaining about. I do have to admit the audiobook is like really slow, and I have it at 3x speed, and I swear it feels like it's at 2x speed. And I have to admit there are times that I just want to skip certain situations because again, it's not important. And also, if the family knows that there's something wrong with something that the main character is doing, I don't know why is it that they don't want to elaborate on it. They're so vague with what this person, the shadow man, might be, which is why miscommunication is also something, like I mentioned, it's really annoying for me. It's a trope that I do not like at all, and I'm just waiting to see what happens in this story. I know I'm being extremely vague, but if I tell you certain things, then I'm going to spoil this book for you, so that's why I've been a little bit vague giving information about it. But at least what I explained in the beginning of this book, that's, you know, the gist of it. And I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. So I think this is another decent clip where I've turned off all the fans as well. It's really hot. I'm sitting on my dog's bed right now, so we're just gonna try and make this really quick. I finished Ghostwood Song by Erica Waters. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I think that the ending is a redeeming quality of this book as well. I really enjoyed how everything paced out. I really enjoyed how everything was revealed. How is it that we got that grief explained from the family, and why was it that they were afraid of a certain ghost within the family? So I thought that that was really nicely portrayed, even though there were a few things that really did annoy me, especially the main character, how she was so, oh my god, like really wanted to play this fiddle regardless as to how much warning she was being given, even from her father. So I really didn't understand, you know, her undying love to play that fiddle when she's seeing her father, and her father is warning her not to continue in the same path that he continued in. But in the end, I really did like or enjoy how everything was explained, and also the ones who deserved their just deserved got it. So I was just like, your comeuppance is gonna come, and I'm so glad that it did, like, honestly, because I was like, it can't be possible that the innocent are gonna pay for the one who committed, you know, the crime. So I was just like, whoa. But overall, it's again a great ending, and I wanted to show you like a little quote that I enjoyed, because I've never done this. I only have one tab in this book. I know you can't see that, because it was the only quote that I enjoyed, and it says the following. It says, "We live with their ghost, but that's all. Wallowing in your grief will only draw evil. You need to focus on all the good things in your life, not the things you've lost. So yeah, overall I'd recommend it. It's a great story. Anybody's gonna enjoy it, I'm pretty sure. But look up the content warning, because again, there's grief, there's loss of a family member, there is a lot of things that are going down that can be triggering for some people. So I highly recommend for you to check out the content warning. Another thing that I wanted to speak about is, have you seen the trailer for Wakanda Forever? I have to admit, I nearly screamed. I also did shed a few tears because Chadwick Boseman, like, may his soul rest in peace. Honestly, I want to watch all of the other Marvel movies, because I have to admit, I'm a little bit behind on Marvel. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I'm more of X-Men. That's something that I love, but the comics, not mainly all the movies. But I'm more of a DC animated universe kind of person. I love DC. DC is my jam. Even though the movies, they aren't the best, because they aren't the best, but they need to get their shit together. But I really want to catch up with Marvel movies, because there were a lot of scenes that were being shown that I was just like, wait, what is this? And then I had to look at a breakdown because your girl didn't understand much of it, and I was just like, whoa, I need to watch all the other movies, because like I really do want to watch them. But I really am excited to see what is it that they do, especially since obviously we know that Chadwick Boseman is no longer with us. So again, may his soul rest in peace. So I don't want somebody to play his character. I don't think any actor, no matter how great they are of an actor, I don't think that anybody should take up Black Panther's shoes in the sense of being T'Challa, because he was the one who embodied that character. There are some superheroes in my eyes that really cannot be played by any other actor. Like, there is Hugh Jackman with Wolverine, there is Robert Downey Jr. with Iron Man, and obviously Chadwick Boseman with Black Panther. I think these actors embody who these superheroes are, and it would be a disservice to them as actors for anybody else to pick up that role. Of course it can lead into something else, I'm all for that, something new, but like to replace that actor with somebody else, I don't think it's ideal. But I'm really excited to see what happens, because there is a scene of mourning, there's a lot of things that are mentioned that I'm just really excited for that movie, so I can't wait to actually go and see it. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to update on. If you saw that trailer, let me know, because your girl needs to know. But yeah, I'll be updating you in another clip. Hey book dragons, I hope that you're doing a lot better than I am, because I am just dead. I am completely dead. You do hear a fan, and that's the fan from my dogs. I'm really not gonna stand up to turn that off, so I apologize for that noise in the background. But today is Monday. It's 8:58 right now. It's about to be 9, and I really want to read. I just don't want to physically read, so I have downloaded the audiobook for Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. I wanted to download what was it called? Wait, I'll give Girls Save the World in this one, but I have been wanting to read Only a Monster for a while, and I just really hope that it does not let me down, because like I really do want to read like something that's a little bit dark, a little bit eerie, that has to do with hunters and monsters and vampires and whatnot. Like anything, like that's my vibe right now, that's what I'm going for. It's something that I just been into recently, and I just want to read something that's good and that doesn't bore me to death, you know. And that's saying a lot, because I'm a yellow belly coward when it comes to reading anything eerie or scary, just because I don't know why as an adult I've become a coward. Like, let's be real, you know. I watched once Pet Sematary, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I could not finish that book for the life, not the book, the movie, for the life of me. I had to take it down, and just I gave it to my uncle, because I was like no, and then I had nightmares that day, so that was just marvelous. But I can't, because my mind has difficulty going to sleep every night. It just keeps on thinking and thinking and thinking, and just sometimes I'm just like, can you shut up and go to sleep? So that's why I decided not to watch any more scary movies or anything like that. And besides, again, like I've said, you know, I think like this is the third time I'm gonna say it, I have become a coward as of late, and I just can't really watch that, yet alone read that, because it lingers in my mind for a couple of days, and I'm just like, no way, Jose. Like the closest that I watch to like scary movies or scary TV shows is Supernatural, and there are some episodes that I can't. I'm just like, whoa, this is too much for me. So that's as much as I'm gonna go to. But I did finish yesterday, and which is what I wanted to update you on. I did finish Hotel Magnifique. Again, just like Ghostwood Song, I would say the third act, the ending, is the one that I enjoyed the most in Hotel Magnifique. And I understand why is it that we don't get background information from the characters, but again, I'm a character driven reader, so if it would have, okay, this is me trying to nitpick and trying to make the book better. This is just me being stupid. Don't listen to me, just ignore me. But you know, this is my take on it. If you're gonna have a book that you're gonna have so many characters that are important to the story, not just the main character, I think it would have been better to be told in like an omniscient third person perspective, just because like that we get a feel for all the characters. Even though it might be a little bit mysterious and, you know, weaving things together, you're gonna leave these little subtle little hints that you're gonna be like, wait, there's something a little bit more to this, instead of just, you know, what's being given on the outside. You know, it isn't just superficial, there's more, it's more complex. There are more things being woven into the story that should be taken into account. Unfortunately, since it isn't told in that perspective, it's told only in our main character Jenny's perspective, it took away from my enjoyment of it, which is why the ending was so amazing, because the ending just gave you everything, and I was like, okay, wow, like this is intriguing, and like you get to know more about the characters. Yes, it is convenient to a T, like, oh my god. And I have to admit, the main character shows her intelligence in some aspects, in others it isn't her forte, and it really did piss me off, because it's her fault some people met their demise, and that's something that I was just like not happy for, especially when it didn't move along the plot. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna kill this character just to be mean, and they're gonna try and redeem that person in the end, or at least an aspect of what that person did, and I was just like, well, whatever, you know. I didn't really care for that, but everything else that unraveled within the ending of Hotel Magnifique was really, really interesting. I really did like everything, how it went down. And also, I'm still trying to, like, I was still trying to picture a few things and like understand how was it that this person really wasn't what they were trying to be. So that was kind of something that had me a little bit baffled, because I was like, but wait a minute, how is that even possible when you clearly know that it's done this, this, and this, and then you understand what was it that actually brought that magic upon. So yeah, aside from that, everything else in the story, like I've said, it was okay. It wasn't something that wowed me to the end. I think I'm gonna give Hotel Magnifique as well 3 stars, just because of the ending. That ending was just chef's kiss. I really did enjoy the ending aside from everything else. Anything else I can say about Hotel Magnifique that wowed me, because the writing was okay. There were moments where it did feel a little bit atmospheric, but for the most part, again, I want a little bit more from the hotel, especially the shifting rooms and whatnot. But again, you know, that's not where the story heavily relied on, even though it's called Hotel Magnifique. There were a lot of other things that played into it. I really wanted to love this book because if I'm not mistaken, there's an edition that I really wanted. I think it was Owlcrate's edition. I don't know, don't at me on that, because I think the edition that I want from Owlcrate is the one from Only a Monster. From what? From Only a Monster. That edition looks beautiful, which is why I downloaded the audiobook, because I really want to know if I'm going to enjoy that book. Because what I've been doing is that I've been listening to audiobooks, and if I like the book, then I'll purchase it. I think I'm gonna read Jade Fire Gold later in the afternoon. I haven't been able to pick this one up just because, again, I wanted to read early, but like my body is like not into it. So I do have my Switch here, and I'm gonna do the audiobook. I'm gonna commit to that, and then hopefully later I'll update you on Jade Fire Gold. So I hope that you have an amazing day. Bon appetit when you eat, and hopefully I'll give you some semblance of an update later. So I'm going to be giving you a review and also an update for Jade Fire Gold by June CL10. I think that this has a lot of potential. This is a debut novel and I was really hoping to enjoy this book, but it was a little bit of a disappointment. If you don't know anything about Jade Fire Gold, it follows dual perspectives. We have An and Altan. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my little notes here. And An is basically a peasant who doesn't remember much from her past, and then we understand her backstory and her journey through her perspective in the first act. Along with Altan, we also get his perspective, we get backstory from him, and he is basically, I would say, an exiled prince, but the funny part is that he is a lost heir, but his family was murdered and he is supposed to be dead, but he wants to avenge his family and also gain his throne, which was taken from him as a child. So we go on a journey with these two characters and eventually see how is it that their lives are intertwined. And like I said, the story does have a lot of potential. The first act was really interesting. Like I said, we get all that backstory, we get a little bit of information from the elemental magic, and we also get them thrusted into a journey. So we get that inciting incident, especially from our main character, which is An, I would have to say, because she does have a little bit more secrets than Altan. But then the second not the second pace, but the second act comes in and the pace does drag a lot. This is where my enjoyment of the story did hinder a lot, because there are a lot of side adventures that are happening, but none of it much amounts to anything, because it's like they want to outsmart one person that's supposedly supposed to help them, and then they end up going back where they were supposed to go initially. So that little side adventure, which was supposed to be helpful, in the end it just dragged the story, and they had to go back to where they were supposed to go initially. And also along the way they lost friends, which I think that it didn't amount much to the story. So I think that the character arcs could have been expanded a lot more, especially backstory of some of the side characters, which really seemed interesting. And also like the tension could have been more dire, because it is pitched as a ferocious action, and I will admit that there are graphic scenes and some situations that basically are convenient or that are wrapped up quickly, which I would have expected like a little bit more turmoil to happen within what the situation they were in. But overall, I would say that the elemental magic is one that I really wanted it to expand a little bit more on, because it needed a little bit more background information, or it should have been fleshed out a lot more, especially how more than one person can wield different elemental magic. So that was something that I was just still trying to figure out. I also think that there's a lot of hypocrisy within. There are priests who have magic but are trying to hunt down people who have magic because they have been deemed at fault for the barren land, because something happened to the land and no vegetation is growing and everything is being engulfed by a desert. So even though I did put it down for a bit, I think that, you know, it was an interesting story. So I really can't wait to actually like recommend it to people, because overall it is good. It's just like, for me, I don't think it was that great, especially since I've read so many fantasies. I really wanted a lot more from this, because again, this was a highly anticipated read, and it was, you know, it was a letdown. But it has to do with that second act. Like, it could have been perfected a little bit more. A lot of things could have been expanded, and we could have got something a little bit more intense. But overall, you know, I'm not the writer, I'm not the editor, but it was a great story. I noticed that I haven't ended this video, so this is gonna be the clip where I'm just gonna close it off. I just want to say thank you for watching. I am gonna update you on Only a Monster in my next reading vlog, because that one is gonna be themed sort of a darkish mood that I'm in. So I'm gonna update you on the books that I am reading and have read for that vlog. And I know I've been basically all over the place, and I've been struggling to get my words out, because it hasn't been that easy getting back into the feel of filming, because even though I have been filming things, I've just been deleting those things in the past. And now, like, getting my words and enunciating my words correctly, or conveying my feelings as proper as I want to say them, sometimes the words just don't come out, and I'm just like, wait, what word am I looking for? So I just want to say thank you for bearing with me as well. Hopefully, again, like, if I get into the feel of this, it'll be a lot easier for me to get, you know, this review out, or sometimes just not fight for words that I want to say. But yeah, just thank you for bearing with me. Let me know if you saw the trailer for Wakanda Forever. Like, I am dying to see other people who have seen that one. She-Hulk is another one that I saw. I'm really excited for that one as well. I was like, I'm dying for She-Hulk to be done, because again, she was the first one who broke the fourth wall, and I saw the little clip and I'm just like, I am beyond excited. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day and or night, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.